I'm not allowed to buy you wine in Romania. And so a dozen or so came, and you know, so in that way I was opening myself up for probably some problems with people who were working for the Securitate, but that was April of '88. I'd been living in the country for 6 months. You know, pretty much I thought, what are they going to do to me? I can leave any time. I'm not trapped in this country like most, if not all, the citizens, right? But I think you're raising a good question that just flashed in my mind about when I'm writing is how do I explain to the new generation of Romanians here, who are under 30 perhaps, what it felt like to not be able to take the woman I love on a vacation with me. In the 20th century, 1989. She had to stay there, you know, and believe me, when we got engaged in May of '89, we had no idea that there would be a revolution in 6, 7 months. We thought this was going to go on for 10 years, there'd be a successor, it'd be like this. You know, we Cold Warriors were just like that. We thought, well, we're going to have to live with this. We have to follow the rules, we have to sign the petition to the president, and follow all the rules. And hopefully they'll say yes. That's how it was. But I tried, let me put it to you this way, I tried to mingle with Romanians as much as I could without getting them in trouble. Because when they talked to me, they had to talk to somebody else, right? That's the law. And so and sometimes I just didn't talk to people because I didn't want them to have to go to court. You know? Hi, bye. If that's their board, great. You know, you saw him, you waved at him, and he's gone. You know, I didn't want to make life difficult for people, although as you can tell from Morella's side of the story, she hasn't told you that story about when not only did I send those marriage papers and everything, I very stupidly sent an article from Time magazine on glasnost. Yes.
And on the back there was a map of NATO versus, you know,
NATO versus the Warsaw Pact.
and I
This is
froze.
what
I said,
it was in the
"That's
back
what
side of the article I sent her. And she's like, what, are you stupid or what?
He asked me on the phone, so how did you like the article? And I said, I am not interested in such articles. Don't send them ever again to me. What could I say? You know, on the phone I knew that you were.
So, that's another issue. That's what I'm saying. Her story about the process beginning, I guess, from June '88 finally to you know, March of 1990 is a really interesting story of how it affected her life, her family's life directly, mine indirectly. But yeah, I tried to, believe me, it was a work of effort. I complained to the embassy, I complained to the rector. I actually, you saw some scribbled notes, or I didn't want to go into that. I actually made notes when I met with the rector. I should be teaching, I'm lecturing the rector of the university. I should be teaching this year. You know, I'm writing my dissertation on American postmodernist novelists, especially Steinhardt. You should be having me in every single American lit class you have here, you know? But they didn't. Eventually they did. So I tried to optimize my time as best I could. But, well, you're here. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the second question that I have. The differences between, obviously, your life in America and the life that you met here in Iași are huge. Okay? I mean, just looking at your photos, because I live in Hadaller, and the differences between those times in your photos and my times, let's say, are huge. And I was just wondering, this guy just came from America into a, I don't know, a not really good-looking place. But he still managed to find the so-called good feeling or the beauty of, let's say, Hadaller. Hadaller is not a beautiful place, but it has a certain feeling, I can say that.
Yeah.
And my question is, how did you manage not to have a, let's say, bad reaction? I mean, have you ever had feelings of feeling like, what's wrong with me? Why did I came here? Feeling isolated? Because from your photos, you could, I mean, I can see that you obviously could see the beauty from the life,
Oh.
the day-to-day life. How do you manage to see that beauty in, even though the contrast was huge for you? I mean, if I was in your place, I don't know, I would have stayed for like 2 months and came back to USA because...
You know what? Because I was promised, and this is really true, because I was promised a full slate of students in the second semester, so that by November, whatever bad feelings I was having about life in Yash, it wasn't about life in Yash, it was, when are these people going to let me teach, which is what I came here for. I mean, that was the absurd part. You read George Orwell's 1984 about the language, whoa, it's turned around, it doesn't make any sense anymore. I said, this is an exchange. You invited me here, you know, and we invite you guys to our country. Treat us like we treat your people, you know. We don't restrict Romanian professors' access to American students, for God's sakes. I mean, and that was my main thing, and that's why I was a danger to the Republic, Socialist Republic of Romania. Because I told him I wasn't going to give him the key to the reading room, because that's American property in there, and I'm an American. Stupid, right? But that was why. You let me keep the key. You couldn't take it away from you. Yes, to answer your question quickly, which I don't seem to be able to do much tonight, but quickly, I did have bad nights. And I did make phone calls to say to my parents and friends, and I can't take this anymore. I mean, I'm not respected, you know, I don't have students, which is what I was there for. But for people like me, for instructors like me, it's all about the students. I don't have any feedback. I don't have any, yes, this is good, you're talking about Walden, or yes, Walt Whitman, or yes, Hemingway, something.